When I was younger, I had a friend that I would spend almost every single day with. We met at school and we just hit it off immediately. We would laugh and tell stories and joke around every day, and we ended up forming a really good friendship. And for the next few years, me and this person grew together and enjoyed so many experiences. But something happened and we ended up not talking for a couple years. And then we decided to, get together and catch up a couple years after that. So we hadn't talked for a couple years and just wanted to see how each other was doing and, hopefully form the bond we had previously. Because we were as thick as thieves, and it kind of blows my mind even to this day that someone else was spreading a rumor that made somebody I trusted and loved as a friend to just turn their back on me. And after a couple years, they're like, yeah, I'm so sorry. What I heard about you is not true, and I feel really bad about creating that distance between us. But hopefully, we can patch things and go about our way. But we hung out, and things just weren't the same as they used to be. Whenever you start talking to people again that you haven't talked to in a long time, they've developed into a new person, and with that comes some separation, and both of you have potentially gone in different directions. And for us, that's exactly what had happened. The person I knew before wasn't the person I was reconnecting with, and unfortunately that led to the friendship not repairing itself and forming again in a healthy and happy way. The point of my story is that no matter how close you get to somebody in life, there can always be those moments that separate you and tear you apart. There's no bad blood between me and this person. We're all good, we hung out that time and then a couple times after that, but it just wasn't the same. When we used to hang out, it was just jokes and smiles and at times compassion or abiding in that other person for help or guidance. And whenever I talked to this person later, they were like emotionless. And I even asked, I was like, hey, what's up with you? And it just wasn't the same. So I just wanted to share this to give you my experience of how people change throughout life and develop into new people, including myself. I've changed so much since I was a kid. I don't recognize myself sometimes, you know. But I still try and maintain the good that I always saw in myself and try and maintain the image of the good I see in others as well. Everybody has some good in them. You just gotta kind of figure out how to bring it out. But when it comes to close relationships, that's really a very sacred thing that I keep to only the people I would trust my life with. I can't trust my life with everybody, unfortunately. A lot of people have a lot of darkness in their heart and they don't want to use that in a very productive manner, but I want to go out and spread some peace and joy and trying to try to find out about other people's stories and who they are, and hopefully one day find out who I truly am and who I will become, and see how I progress and develop as a person, like I was saying. But I was just thinking about that person the other day and the love I had for them, and how I wish things were different and we could have, patched things up and lived the rest of our lives together as people who could trust each other and always have that genuine love for each other. But I still do love that person as a friend, but it just isn't the same as it used to be, unfortunately. So, but yeah, if you have anyone in your life that you feel that bond with, you're as thick as thieves, you would die for that person, you love that person, you trust that person, hold them dearly. And if there's ever a separation, you try and patch it up as quickly as possible before you two go on way too different paths and create that disconnect that unfortunately I experienced back then. Friends are so important to life. You need people who you can enjoy experiences with, trust, and love. So I hope you have a wonderful day and that my words brought something out of you or showed you how important friendship is, or at least entertained you for the little bit of time we had together.